Hello, everyone. I would just like to start off by thanking all of you for giving me a few minutes of your time today so I could talk with all of you and provide an update about what's going on Galion City Schools. And I can also just share a few things with you that have been on my mind and my heart this last week with relation to our schools. We are so lucky that so far this year that we have had a great start to the year. Things are going well. Our students are doing well. And I'm hearing lots of great things that are happening inside of our buildings. And so I'm very thankful for that. But I'm also well aware of things that are taking place in our community and surrounding us that has certainly created stress and anxiety for all of us. And so we've seen schools close. We've seen schools that have moved to remote instruction. We've seen schools that have started to implement new protocols such as masking and other things in an effort to try to keep students, staff, and the community safe. And so, again, like I said, I wanted to share with you what's going on in Galion and how that's impacting us, and also just let you know that I continue to monitor all of those things and see all of those things going on just like all of you. One thing that has been a focus at Galion City Schools over the last several years has been our focus on data. And in a school district, we use data in a variety of ways, whether it's informing us on how we're going to instruct students, interventions that we need to put in place. We also last year were very intentional about tracking our data with relation to COVID. And so we've continued that this year. And so we do have some data and some information that I do want to share with you. I know, again, you're hearing a lot of things that are going on in districts surrounding us. And so I want you to be informed about what's happening inside of your children's school. So there are several components of data that I would like to share with you, again, to make sure that you're informed. This year, since the first day of school, we have had 8 total cases of COVID. 6 of them being directly related to contacts that were associated outside of the school building. Right now, we currently have 2 staff members that have developed COVID and 6 students. Looking at some additional data related to quarantines. So year to date, we have recommended a total of 83 quarantines, and that's based on contacts outside of the school and inside of the school. If we are looking specifically at our school, we have recommended 52 total quarantines up to today's date. Of the 52, up until today, none of those students have went on to develop symptoms and test positive for COVID-19. Another component that I feel that we have continually done well with is working together collaboratively. Last year, our approach was a collaborative approach. We included the thoughts and the feelings of our families, our students, our staff, our administrators, Galion City Health Department, and a wide variety of others. And that worked well for us. And so that is the approach that we continue this year, working together collaboratively. We did release our plan here earlier this year, which again was created by numerous groups of individuals and people assisting with that. As we look at the plan that's developed not only last year but this year by our team, one thing that I can tell you is that I do not believe that one single thing has resulted in this success that we have experienced. But I do believe that the combined efforts of all of our protocols, all of the things that you're helping us with as families, has led to a positive experience on our campus. We continue to disinfect. We disinfect and sanitize hands. We disinfect classrooms with spraying. We scrub down desks. We utilize dividers in kindergarten through 4th grade just to create an additional barrier. And we continue to encourage individuals to wear masks. I'm also so very thankful for our families and the commitment that you've made to us to keep your children home when they're not feeling well, to report concerns to us, and to continue just to comply with different requests that we have. So altogether, this team approach, I think, has got us to a point where things are going well. So I've been asked this question multiple times this week, what we are going to be doing here at Galion City Schools after Labor Day and as we move forward. Obviously, there are a wide variety of opinions about protocols, specifically masking, and I completely understand the wide variety of opinions that exist from one extreme to the other. I can tell you that I truly empathize and I understand the various opinions that are shared with me multiple times throughout the day. And so that's when I start to think about our approach here in Galion. And if I had to make a decision based on emotions, gosh, that would be a really difficult decision because, again, everybody has a compelling reason for the decisions that they make. And so that's why I turn to data. And I look at things objectively and what is going on in Galion and what should we be doing based on what we are seeing. And so that's what we've been doing here, especially this past week. And again, I've shared some of that data with you. Based on the data that we are currently seeing and that I shared with you here a few minutes ago, I believe that the plan that was developed collaboratively with so many individuals is a plan that we should continue to implement. At this time, there will be no changes to our current plan. I do also want to take a minute to explain to you our process related to quarantining our children, as that's a little bit different than what it has been in the past. Right now, when we have a positive case of COVID in our building, immediately we begin to complete contact tracing to identify all close contacts. We notify our families, and we also send out email notifications and update our dashboard. We continue to work closely with the Galion City Health Department and also the Crawford County Health Department. This school year, we have been recommending that students implement a quarantine when they are in the household of a positive contact. And so we have been requiring those families and those children to do so. However, close contacts in a school setting or in another situation where they're not in a household living with someone that is positive is a situation where we have been recommending to families and working with the health department to determine whether or not that should be required or not. At this point, we continue to recommend that to our families in the school setting. We will continue to do so. And please remember the data that I shared with you earlier. Of the close contacts in a school setting, none of our students have went on to develop any symptoms or have tested positive for COVID. We have asked our families, however, if they choose not to quarantine, to please send their children in a mask for the next 10 days, and we will continue to ask that of our families. In closing, I do have one request of all of you. It is most certainly our goal to keep our students, our staff, and our community as safe as possible. We want to continue to allow our families to make decisions that they feel are in the best interest of themselves and their children. And our goal is to keep our children in person every single day this year. We do not want to be in the situation that we need to move to a remote setting or that we need to close. So I do have one request for all of you. I am challenging all of our families and all of our students to do just one more thing. And so in that request, I'm asking you to think about your daily routines and think about what is one additional thing that you can do to try to keep yourself and others safe. Whether it's washing your hands more frequently, or putting a small bottle of hand sanitizer in your pocket and using it more frequently throughout the day, or if it's choosing to mask in a situation where you're going to be around a large number of people, socially distancing at a picnic maybe this weekend for Labor Day. Please think about what is just one more thing that you can do. I truly believe that if we are all putting forth our best efforts, if we're doing just one more thing, that we can continue to keep our students safe, we can continue to allow families to make their own personal choices, and we can continue to keep students in person this year. It is my commitment to all of you to continue to monitor our data and make decisions impacting what is going on inside of the four walls of the buildings here at Galion City Schools. At any point that I do believe that we need to mandate masks or change any of our protocols, I will make the difficult decision to do so, and I will communicate out to you at that point. I am hopeful that we will not be in that situation, but I do encourage you to continue to talk to your children about being kind to those who choose to mask up, and also continue to have conversations, not specifically to masking, but just that, we do things for others out of kindness and compassion that we don't necessarily want to do just out of our devotion to others. As always, I am so thankful to be a part of this Galion community. Galion is a strong community, and as we teach our students at the elementary buildings, we can do hard things. Last year was a great example of that. We did hard things and we had a great year, and I have no doubt that this year will be the same. I'm thankful for our students and our families, and trust and continue that we will work together collaboratively. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to this update. If you have any questions or I can assist you in any way, please feel free to reach out. And in the meantime, I am hopeful that you are all able to join us tonight as our varsity football team takes on Upper Sandusky, and we celebrate all of our elementary students. Again, thank you for listening, and go Tigers!